Welcome back to the C Show, a wrestling show for the common fan. Whether you're brand new to the world of sports entertainment, you're coming back after a while, or you've been here the whole time. I'm Charlie.
I'm Connor.
And I'm Jared.
And first, selected by the fine members of our Discord, we'll be talking about WWE home video and wrestling on video. Then we'll be talking about some AEW action and wrapping it up with a preview for next week. Well, it's been a busy weekend for sports between basketball, hockey, the World Cup, and now the C Show.
Go Knicks.
F*** you.
All right, we're talking about Coliseum Video, WWF/E home video, and wrestling on video in general. So the origins of home video, I feel like this is really a good place to start. We should discuss an important meeting of the minds at RCA in 1964. They wondered, could you put a movie on a vinyl record so people could watch it at home? Well, they spent about 20 years figuring out the RCA Capacitance electronic disc, or CED video disc. In the meantime, Sony released Betamax and JVC premiered the VHS format in the mid-70s. In 1978, Pioneer, Philips, and movie studio MCA, what is now Universal Studios, released Laserdisc. VHS ended up winning the war. CED video discs were clunky and had poor quality. Laserdiscs were expensive. And Sony gave up on Betamax because they weren't able to give up quality for runtime, while JVC were able to maximize recording time on VHS up to 8 hours in some cases. While quality was diminished, JVC's willingness to keep VHS open to a wider production was also a big booster.
I never really thought I would have to think this hard about, like, especially videotapes and what technically came before / at the same time.
I can talk about this. I had to keep myself from, like, not expanding too far about this.
Time started with VHS and then everything else.
I think you mean the Land Before Time VHS tapes.
Time started.
No, the Land Before, with the dinosaurs and the star trees.
Jared, you're going to love this. We're going to start with Coliseum Video here, formed by Evart Enterprises, known for films such as Little Oral Annie Takes Manhattan, Shacking Up, and Sex Styles of the Rich and Famous. Coliseum Video is the exclusive distributor of WWF home videos starting in 1985. Many of the 261 titles released under the Coliseum Video brand were pay-per-view events edited for home video, like WrestleMania 2 or Survivor Series 1987. Talent features for stars of the day: Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, etc. There were also comedy tapes featuring hilarious moments, comedy characters, and bloopers. Super tapes featured specific matches. For example, the first super tape included Jake Roberts versus Ted DiBiase, and Hulk Hogan versus Brutus Beefcake versus Randy Savage and Zeus in a steel cage match. Other promotions were taking note. Before WCW was bought out and absorbed by WWE in 2001, WCW, with the help of Turner Home Media, produced almost 150, seriously, at least 149, according to ProWrestlingHistory.com, VHS releases. Many bootlegs can be easily found.
Not surprised. If it exists, a lot of it exists, it's up there somewhere for free.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's just how it is.
Even our old friends at the AWA attempted home video releases as well. Vern and Co. created at least 9 VHS tapes before they folded. Mid-Atlantic and Mid-South also produced tapes in response to Vince's expansion into the field. In Texas, the Von Erichs produced tapes from the world-class Championship Wrestling Library, including archival materials of the Von Erich family. So this was when Vince was trying to expand the company out into the rest of the country, out of the Northeast, out of the WWF's territory. And so you had all of these other companies sort of reacting to WWF's takeover of the market.
And it's hard to play catch up. Like, WWE obviously planned for this. Everyone else going, oh, not only do we have to do this, we have to figure it out now, when WWE's already started it. That's a real rough 8-ball to get stuck behind. And again, you can kind of see how it's like he really set this up so he could slowly just peel every layer back.
Mm-hmm.
And for all the children listening, you got to remember that this is before streaming.
Yes.
If something aired on TV and you missed it, it was gone forever. So having a tape was like cool and novel.
Well, this is literally what I'm about to talk about next, but like having a VCR in your home gave you the ability to record things not only in real time, but also, hey, I'm going out with my friends. Let me tape Cheers. Let me tape Seinfeld.
To be honest, a lot of my, like prime wrestling fandom, I would have to record most of Raw and like half of TNA because, again, I was still in grade school. My parents were like, you cannot stay up till 11 to watch Raw. Like, what are you talking about?
SmackDown was off limits though, right? Or like there were no limits during SmackDown
Because once it got moved to Friday, yes.
Oh yeah.
Once it got moved to Friday, when it was during the week, it was the same thing.
A gray market expanded to include tapes of content from Japan, Mexico, Germany, and other territories around the NWA, including Memphis. A culture was common of people sharing tapes, creating compilations of matches they enjoyed, and having their own mixes, not only of wrestling, but of weird commercials, funny bloopers, and cut material, such as the infamous Winnebago Man, the origins of mimetic culture. People would have VHS tape parties where they would basically put in their hour-long tape of goofs, gags, and other things. And that's how you would... Remember how we would hang out at the frat house and we would watch YouTube on the Chromecast?
And we would argue about the queue.
Yep. Kind of. Same deal, basically.
But the queue is set.
Whose tape is next, et cetera, et cetera.
Don't jump the queue.
Don't jump the queue. One promotion that thrives in the home video market and the proliferation of taped material was the former NWA territory, Eastern Championship Wrestling, now Extreme Championship Wrestling. Languishing in the wee hours of the morning on a country cable channel, ECW featured hardcore, violent action in comparison to the other promotion styles. Bootleg tapes of ECW flourished and helped to shoot the promotion to prominence among its hardcore fan base. You could still find what are called fan cams, so unofficial versions of ECW events very easily on YouTube, the Internet Archive. There's a certain company that I'll talk about later, but you can kind of avoid them. You should steal from them at all costs.
And you got to remember who was running ECW, Paul Heyman. He was going to get $1 out of a stone if he had to. Like, so of course he was all over tapes, any and all kinds of merch, not to mention plenty of things that, aren't even legal.
Yeah.
Allegedly, right?
He threw stones at people and robbed them.
Not shocking.
He does it to Sabu one time. Oh my God. Shut up.
In 1997, 29 years ago, the WWF brought their physical media production in-house. With that move, Coliseum Video dissolved, and I should mention that at this time, the WWF did produce several Laserdiscs for commercial sale. However, 4 were ever completed. First were, quote, Wrestling's Bloopers, Bleeps, and Body Slams, Hulkamania, The Best of the WWF Volume 1, and WrestleMania 1, end quote, according to the Sportster.com. You can find bloopers, beeps, and body slams discs from anywhere from $20 to $40. However, the WrestleMania 1 Laserdisc set will run you up to $200. That's assuming that you also have a working Laserdisc player. If you do, and it's collecting dust, hit me up.
When did they stop making Laserdiscs? Like, how long would you have had to hold on to this Laserdisc for at this point?
I want to say it was the late 90s.
I was going to say it was before 2000, right? Oh, my goodness.
I think it might have been like 2001, 2002.
Okay.
We had a Laserdisc player at my elementary school that we used all the time for like this big science disc that we would bounce around. And that was the only time I've watched a Laserdisc. I own a couple of Laserdiscs, but I've never watched them. In 1996, the digital video disc or digital versatile disc, or DVD, was released. Compact discs were already popular for various uses, including for music, video games, and software, but starting in the mid-90s, full-motion video became accessible for smaller studios, and certain software programs could run very low-res video. However, DVDs can hold anywhere from 4.7 gigabytes all the way to 17.08 gigabytes, depending on the format, whereas the CD could only hold up to 800 megabytes of data. This unlocked a lot of creative flexibility. On top of that, DVDs had advanced features like menu selection, subtitles, chapters, and angles, making it easier for fans to select certain matches, audio commentary, separate languages, and more. Many of these had been pioneered on Laserdisc. Pioneer created Laserdisc. Okay.
Oh, pioneered these nuts.
Oh!
Oops, sorry, pal.
But DVDs were cheaper to produce, much smaller than Laserdisc, and easier to sell, especially as Sony released the first video game console to play DVDs, the PlayStation 2, in 2000.
The PlayStation 2, right, goated console.
Goated console.
Like, again, I could do, like, we were talking off mic about just guys naming dudes. I could just be, watch or listen to guys naming PlayStation 2 games and things.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Time Splitters.
NFL Street.
James Bond 007.
If you play
Agent Under Fire.
If you play as Odd Job, you're a
Oh, you're a coward and I hate you.
you're a schmuck.
What about WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2007?
So many. I played so many SmackDown versus Raw.
Mobile Suit Gundam, Federation versus Xeon. That game whips.
When there was MLB baseball game, I think, right? It was just the MLB baseball game, MLB 05, I believe, with Manny Ramirez on the cover.
ESPN NFL 05. That game rocks.
You know who's on the cover of that?
T.O.
T.O., baby.
That's
That was
it.
a good one.
That's it.
Javon Curse.
Javon Curse. Guys naming dudes.
Many point to the PS2 as the reason why DVD was embraced quickly as a format. Many early DVD players were more expensive than the PS2's original price of $299. How much is that in today's money? You want to guess?
Sorry, what year did it come out again?
2000, and the original price was $299.
It's got to be like $840 now.
That'd be $417.32.
Jared is close to $560 in 2025.
That's way better than I thought. Oh my
Families would
goodness.
buy PS2s to become the main media hub of the home, and many WWF/E titles, you could see, quote, PlayStation 2 compatible on the back of the case. The PS2 is still the #1 best-selling platform of all time. The original Nintendo Switch still needs to sell about 4 million more units to pass the 160 million mark set by Sony. With in-house production, the WWF had way more creative control. Not only was this an opportunity to present their events in a format approved by upper management and Vince specifically, they were able to put out highly edited documentaries and highlight pieces on talent. Another series that came to prominence were titles that featured talent from the Divas division. Basically, swimsuit videos with some matches interspersed. In the words of Mal Lebowski, you can only imagine what happens next. He fixes the cable. Don't be facetious, Jeffrey.
Or you can fast forward and hear what Charlie has to say.
That's my favorite scene in The Big Lebowski, where Maude shows log jamming to the dude. Log jamming is the porn film with Carl Hungus. Yeah. Goddamn. This is going to be a time that you guys are going to have a lot of experience with. But we're going to talk about this at some point in the future. So I tried to get this down to like less than a page because there's a couple different agreements. There's a lot of background stuff. You can pull the thread here and learn a lot. In the early 1960s, Julian Huxley, yes, his brother Aldous, wrote Brave New World, was proposed an idea about a fund on behalf of endangered animals, which made its way to a bunch of other rich people, including a Rockefeller and Prince Philip.
You're not doing the WWF thing right now, are you?
They established the WWF, or World Wildlife Fund, in spring of 1961. 7 years after Vince McMahon... Listen, I was doing my research.
No, I love it. I just wasn't ready for it. Oh, my God.
The fund was established in 1961. In 1951, Vince Sr., or Vince Sr.'s dad, established the Capital Wrestling Corporation, which evolved into the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, then WWF, and then WWE. So technically, the McMahons were a decade ahead.
So, sorry to interrupt. Do you have what the or do you remember what the WWE's whole thing was when they were changing their name? Like, do you
We're going
remember?
to talk about it.
Okay, that's why I didn't want to just say
Yeah,
it.
we're going to talk about it. 7 years after Vince McMahon Jr. bought the Worldwide Wrestling Federation in 1971, the organization changed its name to Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF, for marketing purposes. a change that stood for a decade until the fund wanted to apply for further trademarks. An agreement was made in 1989 and all seemed copacetic. To keep things clear here and in the future, when I say fund, it is in reference to the animals we protect. When I say federation, it's in reference to the animals from Connecticut. However, by the mid-1990s, the Federation's worldwide popularity was growing, and a series of legal disagreements of the iconic Scratch logo, so that's what kind of like defines the Attitude Era. It's still pretty popular today in a modified format, but it's the jaggedy WW, and then there was the F on the side of it.
Yeah, it wasn't like a perfectly formed F, like they said. Like it's like jagged. It's got an edge to it.
Yes, so it's referred to as the Scratch logo. It's what heavily defined the Attitude Era. The fund opened a legal suit against the Federation in British courts after the Federation registered the web domain wwf.com. Remember, this is the late 90s, so domains are still tricky. I don't know how much I can talk about this on mic, but I was once part of a domain purchase negotiation that ended up not going our way, and at least 5 digits was offered to a gentleman for a domain name.
We're definitely going to touch up on that off mic because I need to know what in the hell you're talking about.
Yeah. So in 2000,
Charlie tried to buy Pornhub.
Only offered 5?
So there in the late 80s into the 90s, there were a series of agreements. Again, we're going to talk about it later. But by 2002, the Federation announced they would be changing their name to Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment, or WWE. Marketing company-wide was splashed with the phrase, quote, "Get the F out."
Yeah,
in reference to the F being omitted from the Scratch logo we all know and love. However, this caused major issues for future WWE physical media releases. Most pre-2002 releases are indiscriminate about logo usage. It is or was what it was. However, anything released post-2002 needed to blur out any offending logos. You could see this across archival programming on streaming today as well. You might be surprised. Not only does it apply to visual appearances of the, quote, WWF term, it also applies to when people say WWF, which is crazy because you'll be watching an Ultimate Warrior promo and he has been hitting the slopes, as it was in the 80s, and he'll just go, and I'm going to take the title and I'm going to take it and raise it above my head. And it's like, oh, okay, it's the WWF. You know, that's how strict the final agreement was with the fund at the time.
There were a lot of great commercials for Get the F Out.
Mm-hmm.
There was one with a giant hedge with a WWF Scratch logo, and I'm pretty sure it was like an old lady took a chainsaw and cut the F off. Like, pretty sure they've like did things with Kane and like setting it on fire. So it was just it's a very good ad campaign. I'll give them that.
Connor, did you have the shirt? That was very famous for a while. It said WWF, and it was the Fun's Panda Bear logo, but it had a chair.
No.
Oh yeah, it said WWF, but it had the panda with a steel chair. It was amazing.
In 2012, an agreement was reached between the fund and Federation that eased up on the censorship of the logo, allowing the Federation to begin using the WWF iconography and name in archival materials. I would love to have a copyright lawyer come on and talk to us more about that. Oh, I think I've seen that graphic before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was that official merch?
No.
I have to assume it wasn't.
No. But I definitely had one in I don't know, like 2006.
2006. What a time. The end of the Bush administration, the second Bush administration.
That's right. My bar mitzvah. Lots of fun things.
Oh. Between 1999 and 2014, the WWE released over 500 titles, including European and Japanese market exclusives, retail exclusives, and packs including action figures and more. There was a rise and fall of ECW set that had an RVD figure in it.
Don't tell me that.
I know.
Don't tell me that.
The first titles released on DVD were WrestleMania 15 and Hell Yeah, Stone Cold Saga Continues on October 26, 1999. The low production and distribution costs of DVDs allowed the WWE to take advantage of their deep library of content, and the expanding market led to multi-disc sets that could tell the story of an entire superstar's career. Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, or TNA, began producing their own DVDs a few years after they started, mainly featuring pay-per-views. DVDs were also a crucial asset for indie promotions in the early 2000s. It was an easy way for fans to make sure they had access to their favorite events or events they may have missed. Ring of Honor took advantage of this in their early days, and co-founder Rob Feinstein would start his own home video brand, RF Video, that featured, quote, shoot, or non-character interviews where wrestlers, managers, and backstage talent talk about their experiences as well as Ring of Honor content. And again, any RF Video content you should steal because Rob Feinstein sucks.
I'm sorry. I wasn't sure when to put this in, and so I'll throw it in now. If we have to fix it, we have to fix it. Jared, did you watch a lot of the DVDs when you were younger, or were you just really watching what was live?
I feel like
I was going to ask you guys this later,
I'm getting somewhere.
I feel like we had a few of them. Definitely like an Undertaker and like a Stone Cold.
So what's the first thing you remember from when you turned those DVDs on?
And yeah, I know where you're going with this.
The warning?
Right, the warning.
The PSA.
Because I was sitting around actually, and I was like, did they always have to do that? You were talking about how early they started video, and I'm like, there was definitely a point where a bunch of people effed themselves up crazy style, and they had to start putting this in.
So there's a PSA that is on the beginning of many WWE DVDs, and it's a heavy voiceover, and it's like, these are trained professionals, highly specialized athletes. They put their body on the line. And then it's like Rey Mysterio talking about like dislocating his knee, and
5 knee surgeries.
John Cena.
I tore the muscle right off the bone of my whatever. Like just all these real ass injuries they've had.
Yeah, and like people going through tables and shit. And there's 2 versions that I'm aware of, at least. So there's the 4x3 box, like the old like pre-HD frame, and then there's the 16:9 full HD one that has some updated footage on it, and it has a little bit more Cena, I'm pretty sure. The first one has more Rey in it, Rey Mysterio.
So I did Google it in case you were wondering. They had to start doing the "Don't try this at home" PSAs starting in '99. Well, I should say they might not have had to. That's when they started to.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. We were ignoring that anyway. So
absolutely.
But they covered their butts.
We will talk about Right to Censor. We will talk about Tipper Gore soon. That is one of our next topics.
Not Tipper.
Are you ready for another format war? In 2006, both the Blu-ray disc and HD DVD video were introduced. Both were capable of similar features as the DVD, but more importantly, had the ability to read and write data at faster speeds and larger storage capabilities, allowing for high-definition video as well as stuffing more content onto a disc. The HD DVD, or high-density digital versatile disc, was developed by Toshiba and the DVD Forum, a consortium of electronics manufacturers developed to maintain format standards and specifications. HD DVDs could contain 15 or 30 gigabytes, depending on whether it was single or dual layer. The Blu-ray was supported by Sony and a few other manufacturers, and modern variations of the Blu-ray disc can hold up to 128 gigabytes. That's not even talking about the ultra Blu-ray discs, or like ultra high definition Blu-ray discs, which is a whole other level. They could fit like 4K movies on them and stuff.
4,000 movies?
Are they really short movies or like full length?
No, it's cool. That's why they're 400 long movies. God, are you not even listening?
4,000 of The Godfather.
It's just The Godfather. It's just 4,000 files of The Godfather, and then it's like Godfather
3,
1972 parentheses 1 parentheses 2. Yep. Okay.
No Godfather 2. Only 1 and 3.
I like 3. I'm not gonna lie. The war was won by Blu-ray due to one major factor: the PlayStation 3. Sony bundled its next-gen console with a next-gen disc drive, again making it a multi-use device for families. I bought my PS3 in 2013 because I needed a Blu-ray player, and god damn it, I wanted to play video games. It was the perfect compromise. Sony had the advantage that they also made movies, and gained the support of Disney and Fox to exclusively produce Blu-rays for those studios. Consumer demand determined the war, and Blu-ray won out. In 2007, Ring of Honor signed a deal with G-Funk Sports and Entertainment for a PPV and VOD deal. This led to a creation of a video-on-demand network called Honor Club, which is still in existence today, as well as PPVs on the Dish Network. After this move, TNA pulled Austin Aries, Christopher Daniels, and Homicide from Ring of Honor shows. Do you know about that?
I did not.
There was also another time where they pulled AJ Styles from Ring of Honor because of like some rights deal, like a TV deal or something. Because TNA was like, okay, well, we're not going to see any of that money, so this is our guy. We're like loaning him out to you. In 2008, Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment released their first Blu-ray, WrestleMania 24. While the WWE mainly put out DVDs, many were also released side by side or exclusively on Blu-ray. However, the market changes. This next chapter is called streaming. And no, not that kind, Vince. Chad Hurley, Jawed Karim, and Steve Chen were lowly PayPal employees who had gotten rich off the eBay acquisition and who, depending on who you talk to, started YouTube to either A, share videos from a dinner party that Kareem wasn't able to attend, B, share videos from the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, or C, share videos of Justin Timberlake sexually harassing a woman during a Super Bowl halftime show. Anyways, they launched YouTube in 2005. Those are the first two were like the allegedlys, and then the third one is like, yeah, that's what you guys wanted to do. After years of dominating the home video rental market by mail, Netflix unveiled its streaming product in 2007. Hulu launches shortly after. Amazon Prime had actually launched a year before, 2006, but no one ever mentions poor Jeffrey enough.
I just want to mention one thing. So yes, Netflix did start streaming, but if you guys remember, you still had to get a streaming disc from them.
That was for the Wii.
That was only the Wii?
I believe that was only the Wii.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that was
okay, because I know it was at least for one of my systems, so that's why I was confused. Okay,
it was definitely for the Wii, and it was only for like the first couple of versions of the program, because then I put Netflix on my Wii, and I never had to put a disc in.
Never had to look back.
Yeah. Also, because I was bumming somebody's account. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to order a disc.
Those were the days.
Thank you, Pike.
You're welcome?
No, Pike Reynolds.
Oh, Pike.
Pike Reynolds was the... Oh, Jesus, Harold. Jesus, Harold. Christ.
It was made by Pioneer, you idiot.
In the early 2000s, slowly, streaming moves from a side revenue source to the forefront. HBO launched their streaming counterpart in 2010. In the early 2000s, the WWF at the time wanted their own cable channel, and a dispute with USA Network occurred. The plan was to launch their own channel in 2012. However, fan feedback led to the launch of streaming service that would not only include past pay-per-views, but other promotions that the WWE had acquired in the meantime. WCW, ECW, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, AWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, on top of original programming. In April 2013, the WWE Network launched. Fans had previously been able to access a selection of archival content via their cable network's on-demand selection, but this allowed fans to access a WWE-built, designed, and managed platform where they could access a litany of archival programming, including old pay-per-views, the old Coliseum tapes, old episodes of Raw, SmackDown, ECW, Wrestling Challenge, Primetime Wrestling, along with original programming like 205 Live, the Stone Cold Podcast, Slam City, and Holy Foley, a reality series about the Foley family. You're nodding at me. Do you remember Holy Foley?
I actually only even remembered it because I read his books.
Yes.
And he mentioned something about it, but then I was just thinking about reading McFoley's books, How Good of a Writer He Is, and how much I love McFoley. And I was like, hell yeah, brother.
This had an impact on the pay-per-view market and caused issues with cable and satellite providers who relied on WWE pay-per-views as a large monthly revenue source. With that drying up as Vince and company secured their own future, everything was about to change. In 2021, an agreement was struck with NBC Universal to begin moving the WWE Network from its home on their service to the WWE library becoming a launch title on the streaming service Peacock. The standalone WWE network was shut down in early April 2021, and Peacock began producing content and distributing content on behalf of the WWE. There is actually a really good documentary about WrestleMania 9 that I watched in the background, inebriated one evening. It's okay. Before ending the production of physical media in 2023, the WWE produced another 267 titles, including features of newer talent like Finn Balor, Becky Lynch, and The Miz, but mostly putting out pay-per-views of past events. The last title produced was Survivor Series 2023, released on December 26th, 2023. On the 31st, WWE Home Video UK posted on Twitter, quote, "Today, the story of WWE Home Video comes to an end." Oh, the Japanese just tied with 2 minutes left in the game. We love the World Cup. Oh, baby. I want to watch the replay real quick. Thank you, Jared. Good job.
Sorry, just the height advantage of Netherlands versus Japan is so unfair.
It is really funny.
And seeing them score on a corner is like, holy shit.
Oh, they scored on a corner, too? Hilarious.
I think it was a corner, or at least it was a good cross.
Well, here's something I'll step in because I didn't know where I was going to put it. The original price for the WWE Network and like what it cost for everything. Do you have that in there?
I don't have it, actually.
It was $10 a month, and you got the live and the full library for just $10 a month.
That was an insane deal.
It was unbelievable. And I'm seeing here that apparently when they first did it, you had to commit to 6 months at least, though.
I mean, if you're a big enough WWE fan and you're like, you want to go back, that was worth it at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Though also,
Pose on the move.
$10 in 2014 money is like $30 now.
Nah, $10 is still $10.
Today, the story of WWE Home Video comes to an end. It would not have been possible or as much fun without your support, participation, and love for collecting physical WWE releases. WWE will no longer license DVD or Blu-ray releases globally, so sadly our story must end at this point. We would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of our fans, followers, and collectors. We know that many of you in the UK became WWE fans through video and DVD. The history of home video has been intrinsic to the WWE UK fan base. Hang on to those tapes and discs. They represent true passion and loyalty, not to mention WWE history. Happy New Year to you all. In January 2024, WWE released an agreement with Netflix to move Raw, pay-per-views, and eventually the entire library to its streaming service, with the SmackDown remaining on the USA Network in the US. Things were further complicated for fans when it was revealed that in late 2025, ESPN's new Unlimited service, which is an additional monthly cost, will be hosting all future WWE pay-per-views. However, wrestling on physical media lives on a hearty life at the other company. Following in the footsteps of Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling still puts out DVDs and Blu-rays. You can still buy last year's World's End, a show a show from December 27th, 2025 on Blu-ray. And if you want to hear our recap of World's End, you can check out episode 39. Don Callis is redacted in Redacted to get our recap. I love physical media because it's permanent. You own it. It doesn't get an update if someone doesn't like a certain aspect of it. It is what it is. You can always rely on it, and shareholders can't decide that you aren't allowed to watch WCW Collision in Korea because it took place in North Korea. Keep your DVDs close, folks, and to put it one way, quote, they represent true passion and loyalty, not to mention wrestling history, end quote. Jared, Connor, what was your favorite piece of wrestling physical media?
Oh, man. I also had an Undertaker box set that was sick that I absolutely wore out. And then just from the time it was, I had the second run of DX, like the 2000.
The new and improved DX. I have a sealed version of that.
Yeah, I was going to. So those are the two I definitely used the most, but I had so many. Like I had one with like almost all of the Money in the Bank matches, right? I had specific pay-per-views, like there was a point where like I was constantly getting wrestling DVDs and it was fantastic and I wish I had them. And like I have sentimental value from those. Like my great uncle literally had tapes and he's like, oh yeah, like I got tapes of these old match songs, gave them to me. Like, right. It's a great sentimental thing to have too. Like, you know, it sucks that, you know, physical media is disappearing.
It's still out there. It's still out there.
It is. So, you know, so if you see something, especially that you like, you want, means something to you, grab that up, right, and just hold on to those things, because sometimes I look back and I'm like, damn, I wish I still had those tapes or whatever just to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for me it goes even further back, because I know my dad had like some DVDs and probably VHS tapes as well. And I think, I don't know what the only one I can remember, there was definitely one of the last ones he got was like an Ultimate Warrior, because he was a big Ultimate Warrior guy.
There's a Ultimate Warrior set from 2014 that has some phenomenal designs on it. The DVDs have all of like the neon colors that were all a big part of Warriors like ring gear. I am a big fan of the spectacular legacy of the AWA, if you can imagine. The bonus material on that rules. Stone Cold, the 3-disc set, like the Ultimate Stone Cold collection rules. The Rise and Fall of ECW is stacked. And then I think my favorite, though, is the Blu-ray of War Games. It's 2 Blu-rays. It's like 8 or 9 hours of wrestling. It's a lot of wrestling. But then they even stuffed... so it's War Games, so it's blood and guts. What AEW calls blood and guts. So they stuff 2 rings together, and then they throw a steel cage over it. And there's some insane stuff. There's also some ECW steel cage matches on that set as well. And it's the thing is, it's all like 480p, like standard definition video, but it's,
hell yeah, brother,
it's crammed onto a Blu-ray,
yeah.
so they can put 10 hours of video on it. It rules. It rules.
And even if you're outside, even if you're not a physical media guy, get physical tokens of your fandom. Cards, action figures. To me, is like the pinnacle of my wrestling fandom. Get little mementos and tokens that show what was important to you at various times in your life. Own cool things that make you nostalgic, because that's what it means to be a human.
And to loop around, we always talk about supporting indie wrestlers on their way up, right? Just wrestlers in general. Like, if there's a person you love watching, you've seen that a couple different shows, right? Stop by their merch table, see what they have, right? Like, I've only had wonderful experiences with all the different wrestlers we've talked to and met, both on and off mic.
I've got a couple of wrestler stickers on the case right there. I've got Becca Wiley, Stevie Brooks.
You're wearing
Danny
your shirt,
Mo.
a BCW shirt.
I'm wearing a Battleground Championship Wrestling shirt. Yeah.
Except Tommy Vex. You ran away and didn't sell merch that I wanted. You goddamn jabroni.
You also could never beat me at any video game.
Yeah, Tommy Vex. That challenge is out there, buddy. Yeah, stay tuned. Metal Gear Monday. I missed Friday because I threw my back out, and kids don't get fat and old. You know what else rules?
Do get old.
Sometimes it's cool to be fat and old.
I'm mostly being facetious. Okay. You know what else is cool?
What's facetious?
The See Show.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you.
Welcome back to the C Show. We're going to jump into some AEW coverage from this week on a special edition. Do you guys, I really like when they give them these names. What do you think? Jared, what were they called?
It was a cool branding. It was the film reel branding. It was called
Summer Blockbuster.
I knew it was summer, but then my brain was like, Summer Slam? No, that's a thing already.
Well, I'll give them some credit for that.
I think the whole thing should have been Blockbuster Video themed.
True. Does anyone own that? They're just like bankrupt, right? Can anyone sue them for that? Someone's got to own it, I guess, right?
I have no idea where the Blockbuster,
like Overstock.com and Bed Bath and Beyond.
Blockbuster
unimportant. IP. So, the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is Thekla. I am loving this Thekla storyline. Everything from starting with I didn't get fired in Japan, fine, I got fired in Japan. Hatred of Stardom, spitting on their logo.
Again, that was one thick loogie.
And this week we got a little more background on it, but I kind of went and did some of my own research I want to talk to you guys about with Thekla's issues with Stardom. So real quick, she had a promo this week, not apologizing for anything. Stares right at two people in the front row as she says dumb bitches, and the one's offended and the one's super excited that she was looking at her when she said it. But I went back and I watched her last match in Stardom. Thanks to Charlie, we have access to the Stardom library, and I was like, okay, like when I realized and connected the two, I'm like, let me take a look here. Let me see what I can do.
My favorite part about paying for Stardom, with my business account, by the way, is that it's straight up paid through PayPal in yen. So the cost changes every month. It's always 920 yen. Oh, sick.
So I watched the match here. This was Thekla's last match at All-Star Grand Queendom in April of 2025 for Stardom. She just lost, and there was a special condition on this match. So the stipulation was that if the other woman, Sayaka Kuwara, won, then Thekla would have to join the group, the Cosmic Angels, who is full of people like she doesn't like and has previously beaten and all that. If Thekla had won, she would have gotten a match with the head of Stardom, with the president of Stardom at like the next pay-per-view.
Yeah. So she goes over the barricade.
So she has lost this match and will have to join Cosmic Angels, but now she has gone over the barricade, is currently attacking the president.
Yeah.
Beating the hell out of him in front of all these nice people.
There's a couple other wrestlers coming out.
There's a couple other wrestlers standing around, taking punches to the face.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure this guy, his family name is also Okada too. It's like Akira Okada, right?
Hold on, I know I have that.
Ooh, well, after that kick to the cojones, there won't be any more of his line.
So, yes, if she wins, she'll get a match with the president of the company, Taro Okada, O-K-A-D.
Oh, Okada. Gotcha.
So, like I said, she loses and beats the president here. One thing we've heard about her when we talked about Stardom is Idol Killer. So, I want to take a second and talk to you guys about what that means, because it's not what I thought it was at all.
She's pulling off the belt.
She's getting ready to beat his ass.
A real belt, not a championship belt. Ooh, right in the rib cage.
Ooh.
So when I heard Idol Killer, I thought it was, I beat all these great champions, all these, these famous wrestlers and all that. Apparently, Idol wrestling, IDOL wrestling, is a specific kind of Japanese wrestling where it's like more of a mix of like pop culture and wrestling. Like it's super like it tries to blend like
what, Cyndi Lauper?
Stardom is kind of like the pinnacle for that kind of wrestling, because it's a mix of that Idol style and Japanese strong style. But there's Tokyo Josho Pro Wrestling, TJPW, that's more of this Idol, and it's more like slapstick, like the characters have like superpowers they use in matches, right? Not as grounded in reality. So apparently that's what she was kind of battling against at this point, and why she continues to talk about, wanting to take on, the idols and so on and so forth. Like I said, I watched the match for you guys. Don't worry. You didn't really miss a whole lot. This was definitely a, one of you two is leaving the company. Don't risk anything. Don't get anybody hurt. It was probably shorter than what the part we're going to watch right now. Thanks to Kelson64 from Reddit for having the stipulations written out. Helped me kind of wrap around the story here a little bit. But the big thing here is this was also a work shoot. Like she, obviously she didn't actually beat this man up and get fired.
Right.
But she was apparently like very upset with her creative, how she wanted to do things. Like she wanted to be the one that was like more real and gritty and grounded, right? And again, like away from the idol kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So she is now left, and the only thing that is left here is that she will be fired on the spot right now. When he gets his life together and gets in here. She is going to be fired, and that is literally her last match in this company.
Wow.
And she rides off into the sunset to AEW.
Incredible.
So that's what I want to talk about this week. I wanted to, dive a little deeper. That interested me. I thought, maybe someone else wanted to pull some threads along the way. So
she hates Stardom. That's pretty cool.
Well, yes and no. Because again, like they would not let her spit on the logo if they weren't like cool with what was
Yeah.
going on.
Oh,
Like, right? Like, you
Well,
know
they
what I
wouldn't
mean?
have supplied
Like,
her a ladder.
Yeah, that too. And like this whole thing is like very clearly it's very clearly a part of the match. It's part of the storytelling of what's going on here. And I think it's really interesting for Thekla to take her frustration with her creative and say, okay, well, like I want to go do other things, but like let me do this one last thing and sort of close off this chapter of the Thekla character in Japan. For the little bits of Stardom that I've seen so far, it is very fluid. It is very there's a lot of high flying action. Things are usually wrapped up like, and the thing is the cards are stacked too. They have like 8 20-minute matches on a card, and they do that like twice a month. It's pretty incredible.
yeah, they're long. As I was going back to try and find this, I was like, oh, how do I find it? So like I Googled like when was her last match. Then I had to try and go to Stardom and use the Google Translate, which isn't awesome to find it. I just searched Thekla, it didn't work. So they just like label their things as like singles match, doubles match.
Yeah.
But in the row of when it was, so it was in April. So I had to be like, all right, how far back these 112 pages is April 27th? And I played that game for probably longer than the video.
We have all been there. Trust me, I was formatting Excel tables to get all of the numbers together to tell you how many VHS tapes and DVDs titles WWE produced.
I don't put that much effort into anything. I can't.
We know.
Sorry, I'm just so much like Orange Cassidy.
Whatever.
Moving on from, Thekla's work shoot, a little bit of real life, a little bit of, gamesmanship, as you will. Let's talk about some merch.
Real life gamesmanship, Thekla. You hit it right on the head. AEW has released a new line of, I believe this is limited edition tournament collection soccer jerseys for various stars. So AEW has released a series of various shirts, soccer shirts celebrating the various stars and their nationalities. So we have Kyle Fletcher Protostar branding for Australia. Getting back to talking about our friend Thekla, she has Thekla Toxic Spider representing Austria. Kenny Omega representing Canada with Kenny Omega, the best bout machine. Will Ospreay for England. Kazuchika Okada for Japan. Bandito, the most wanted for Mexico. And MJF, Better Than You for the USA. If you also scroll down on this page as well, you can buy Fulham FC AEW shirts, which is pretty tight as well. Well, I assume they're tight. They're soccer jerseys, you know what I mean? But if you saw AEW social posts about this, they featured Kyle Fletcher in the Australia shirt, Thekla in the Australia, Thekla in the Austria shirt, Kenny in the Canada shirt. But who do they have in the USA shirt first?
I saw Stat in it.
Mark
Briscoe.
Oh, Briscoe first.
With his missing tooth.
For the record, the full pink
Protostar, Kyle
Great
Fletcher.
job.
Kyle Fletcher one is already sold out.
Oh, it's showing as it's back in stock here.
When I looked.
Thekla only has 3 left.
Look, that's not even the most important.
Do you want to hear the crazy part?
Athletic jersey thing they released.
What? Oh, it's Marina Shafir's problem.
We got the Marina Shafir Death Riders jersey.
The basketball jersey that
Sick.
rules.
Sick.
It does rule.
I might need to get one.
Just wait until World's End because they'll do a 25% off sale. Because the soccer shirts are $70.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I get it. Like it's a limited time thing, and it's a different fabric, and like a lot of these, you have like the sublimated fabric, so you've got a design on them as well. So yeah, I get it. But like $70, the regular, like the Darby Allin jersey and the Swerve Strickland jersey are $75 a pop, typically. So, I mean, kind of a deal. The luchador masks, I was expecting those to be like $50 a pop, 40 maybe if they were going to be nice to us, but no, those ended up being 60 a pop.
I've even looked at how much a jersey will cost, and now I'm a touch worried about how much a jersey will cost, but we will find out in time.
on this show.
You're not getting out of this. I was gonna say maybe why Jared tells us what he pretended to. No, I'm kidding. Jared, what were you thinking this week?
Connor, you told me you didn't watch. I watched more than you.
I watched it 2 times speed.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what I want to talk about is bring this up for discussion. Obviously, with Kevin Knight now on the Don Callis family, Don Callis family,
according to Kyle O'Reilly.
The penis family. No, sorry, that's the owner of the Jets. Woody Johnson. With Kyle Fletcher. With Kevin Knight now on the Don Callis family, Andrade Idolo is clearly, I'm pulling a Connor, is clearly not feeling it. He's getting looked over. Fletcher Knight is getting the next title look. Andrade is on his way out.
Kevin is the new shiny toy.
How long do we think we have for Señor Pene Puntiagudo? That means Mr. Pointy Penis. He's clearly not going to be around much longer, him and his pointy prick.
Oh, he's going to be in AEW for a while longer. But
obviously that. He's clearly not going to be in the Don Callis family much longer.
I think it's going to be once Kevin Knight wins the title. Kevin Knight wins the title, and then Don Callis,
Kevin Knight wins the title. Ooh, yeah. Interesting.
All I'm hearing,
straight to the moon.
All I'm hearing is that we should be getting, I guess technically it would be Speed. Oh, I lost it. If him and Speedball kissed, made a tag team like Idolo de Speedball or Idolo Speed or I guess it'd be Idolo Ball.
Andrade El Speedolo.
Something like that. Like give me I love Andrade. Put Andrade and Speedball Mike Bailey together and let him cook.
Speedy Balls and Pene Puntiagudo.
Oh man. Hope we cut out the part where I was drowning there.
Well, I can't tell the difference. I think Kyle Fletcher and Kevin Knight just look so much alike. So you can't really blame me. But Andrade's on his way out. I'm real curious to see, is he going to step in and screw over MJF in his 6-man tag match to claim his own next chance against
what the fuck are you talking about?
That's right. You didn't watch. The 6-man cage match. MJF Briscoe.
You're saying
Mark
he's... No, you said that he was going to screw him over.
Yeah, and so that he can get the next... so that Briscoe gets a title chance, and then Andrade gets the next title...
after Briscoe.
After Briscoe.
I thought you were saying he would jump the line. I'm like, you're a maniac. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Okay.
To jump the line against a new champion. I don't know. We'll find out pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Soon enough.
You're on The C Show. Welcome back to The C Show. Wrapping it up, we're going to talk about upcoming AEW action. First of all, we've got in the women's side, Hazuki versus Mercedes Moné. Of course, we didn't talk about it, but Sari was not cleared by AEW Medical after her arrival here in the United States. Maya World stepped in tremendously and advanced in the Owen. But we also, on the other side of it, we've got Hazuki versus Mercedes Moné. Do we think Hazuki is gonna go further here? Or?
It's very possible. If you want to try and make someone who's recently here, have them beat Mercedes. Yes, you just had Mercedes lose all her titles and whatever else, but you got the big pop last week being back. Everyone knows she's still the thing. Again, even if it's a little gamesmanship or something, if she pulls this out and beats Moné the right way, this could skyrocket her.
Oh, absolutely.
Mercedes repeats wins the whole tournament,
Mm-hmm.
is back in a big way, starts accumulating titles again. Book it.
Bucket. And Jared, next week we're gonna talk about Darby and Sting being on the prank show, correct?
Yes.
Yes. We're gonna do that
I
next
think
week.
so.
We're gonna do that next week because I'm gonna be in Idaho over the weekend.
Oh,
and,
Idaho.
I'm going to be in Jekyll Island, Georgia.
Jekyll Island. Okay. Well, maybe we'll discuss a separate topic, or maybe we'll be off next week. Who knows?
But also very soon, stick around for a Jared Bluskin deep dive into Professor of Thugonomics, the rap battle analysis.
Yes.
Of
Oh, you're
John
really
Cena.
doing this?
Oh, I'm really doing
Oh,
this.
that's so exciting. As we were driving over for the previous episode, we were talking about the 8 Mile rap battles. We were 11 minutes away, and there was a 10-minute video that had all the rap battles super cut for me.
So we just played it on my phone.
So literally, I turned off my radio. He held his phone as I was driving, and we listened to all the rap battles
Hell yeah.
from 8 Mile.
I can't wait.
You've seen 8 Mile?
I love it.
Do you realize who the bad guy is?
It's Anthony Mackie.
It is Anthony
It's
Mackie.
Anthony Mackie.
But you know who is not Anthony Mackie? Big Show versus John Cena, the best rap battle ever. And you're just going to have to wait to hear my takes on it.
You just have to trust us, we promise.
On the C Show. Of course you like the C Show. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share it with your friends. Support the show directly at ko-fi.com/C-Show-pod. $1 a month gets you access to the Discord and the C Show archive. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at C Show Pod. Have a question for the boys? Send in an email, cshowpod@gmail.com. Thanks to our friends Amir, Patrick, and Justin for their assistance. The C Show is a production of 832 Media. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. That's what I thought you were trying to do, buddy.
That was 100%. Yeah,
No,
100.
that's what I thought Jared was trying to do. Was trying to do the C Show.
Jared was the hunt.
I'm always doing that. Everything I say is a subtle layup attempt to see if you guys will just take it home.
Learn the fucking play.
Speaking of landing the plane,